This is Submarine Talks going deep.
Have you messed with this article of supposedly NASA scientists have detected some particles above Antarctica that evidently prove that there's a I don't know if it's proof, but according to their research and their theory, it's proof of a how do you say, another dimension, a parallel dimension,
Parallel universe.
parallel universe where time runs backwards.
I remember seeing an article on that a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was wondering. This all kind of came out at once, and then they put out that article, and people were just not really that impressed. I guess you can say, because we have so much going on right now. But that's fucking crazy that their research is that advanced, where they have proven to some degree, I guess. I mean, you can't 100% prove anything like that, but they got some evidence, right? They're just showing evidence.
I think not even that it's proven, because to you or me, they can't prove we can't check their math.
Yeah, there's no way I would be able to say, oh yeah, that makes sense.
We can't comprehend.
I can't even comprehend them saying.
That much, right?
Yeah. So on the basic level of it, it's a cool idea.
But just the fact that that NASA would corroborate some kind of information like that is just and by the way, there might be parallel universes. So going back to the marijuana thing, I've been trying to convince people that it's not bad for my whole life, and now all of a sudden smoking weed's good for you, and there's parallel universes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
So in that article, or what I was hearing from it, was basically that
and mushrooms help.
Mushrooms is good for depression and anxiety and all that. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So it's just a matter of time before things get reversed. But yeah, they were saying that in that article that apparently, I don't understand it completely, but it's pretty much a reverse of what we exist in. So from what I understand is time is reversed. Physics is reversed. So, in the instance of gravity, we have gravity here, and gravity what holds us down. So what would gravity be in the opposite dimension? It would be to keep
repel.
You up.
Yeah.
Keep you from staying down.
Yeah, it'd be like the opposite sides of a magnet, kind of, right?
So you'd be constantly being pulled away from things.
Pushed away from the earth.
Pushed away. So you're just constantly going in opposite directions instead of being attracted. That's a lot to comprehend. We can't really.
Yeah, we're stuck on the ground because of
gravity holding us. Gravity is a force that attracts us to things that are bigger than us, like
if
the
it would
Earth.
Have to do with like magnetism, I think.
The Earth has gravity because it's so big and we're small, so the Earth's gravity is pretty much holding us in, or holding us to it. So on the opposite of that, things would just be pushed off of things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
That's pushed off of the Earth.
So we'd be flying away from it. And on top of that, you think about time. If time was reversed, in that sense, if time is a concept in a parallel universe, then instead of aging from young to old, what would we fucking de-age from old to young? Would we be fucking birthed as the end of our lifetime in reverse? That's another one.
Yeah, I don't know.
How does that work?
I figured it. From what I was trying to grasp was, it either means you're some Benjamin Button shit, where you're born old and then you turn back into a fetus or something, it could have to do with like evolutionary time in a more broad spectrum, that like evolutionary, literally it would probably be a Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
like they're moving
we're digressing
backwards.
in our intelligence.
Yeah, like we're getting dumber and we're moving towards becoming
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes, where they start off as Planet of the Apes and then they turn back to people, something like that. I don't know. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I don't even know what I just
I mean,
said.
that kind of makes sense. Yeah, like we start off as an extremely intelligent and advanced civilization where we understand everything. Everything is understood, and then we regress where we start losing that knowledge and going backwards to the point where we can't even comprehend, fire in a fucking round wheel and
Yep.
basics of communication. So I mean, I honestly don't think that's what they were referring to though when they say I don't think that situation would apply to what they were referring to. But I definitely think maybe physics is reversed if that's what they were trying to say, that they found evidence is the laws of that apply to our, like, what's the other one? Inertia is another law that we have here. Something's going in a direction fast enough and you try to reverse that direction, you're going to get fucking split in half or you're going to fucking break your neck.
I wish I could comprehend these.
Yeah, just different laws that apply to us, to our physics. Speed,
Electrons.
theory of relativity, something in motion will stay in motion unless it's, opposite.
The Immaculate Reception.
Yeah, all of that. So, I don't know, man. It's a good for NASA. I'm happy that NASA's doing things other than just fucking.
I mean, but what about that? Just the fact that they would, like, that something like that could come out. First of all, it'd have to be, even how I'm saying we can't comprehend it. There's not a journalist out there that can comprehend that shit. And as far as you read up on just that news story being broken by itself, is that what I take from it is there is an instrument that NASA owns and operates that picked up a particle, and then some brilliant scientist, he tried to dumb it down to some journalist, like that journalist can't comprehend.
I think that we probably misinterpreted the headline to some degree.
Yeah.
So they're just trying to put it out there in layman's terms, but what was probably meant to be explained, we just can't comprehend. So that's the way we're interpreting it.
Yeah. So why would they even let it get out? And who would even care if it got out?
It was
if
probably just more so about credit about their research. They want credit for the amount of work and time they put into this research.
That's a good one.
And they're really intelligent. And they're, of course, if you're spending 10 years or 15 years of your life's work
and millions of dollars
on one project, and you finally make one step of advancement, you're going to want to at least, publish their findings.
True.
And put it out there. So maybe someone who's smarter than you in the next generation can pick up your findings and say, oh shit, that's just one piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
And I'm going to throw it in there with the next piece and, along the way. And that's how we evolve in technology. But I mean, it's a good thing. It's good. People are opening up their minds to all sorts of abstract ideas, and we're not so close-minded. If you look at, 30, 40, 50 years ago, people still thought, the idea, that concept of extraterrestrials was just fucking just sci-fi 100%. Now I'm sure the majority of people that you ask, 80 or I would say 70-80% of the people on the planet would say that there is probably some form of life out there, as opposed to before. Back in the day, before they started putting out findings of what they were actually finding, was probably more in the 30 to 40%.
I would say a higher percentage of astrophysicists would even believe that there's some kind of intelligent life beyond our solar system, or even maybe in our galaxy.
Yeah. Well, they got the numbers, man. We don't. We're not sitting there fucking working on our telescopes and
someday I'm gonna buy a
formulas
calculator.
Our formulas, and sitting there just fucking pondering the universe. And
except we do, we just don't. We can't comprehend.
Our brains aren't
it.
On turbo yet, but they will be. I think we need to flip the switch.
Like, I get curious about what's out there.
Yeah.
And then I start reading some numbers, and it's like, this number is so large, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even comprehend $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna comprehend a million light years?
It's
you
like
you literally cannot comprehend it. I don't care who you are.
Trying to wrap your mind around it. It's the hardest thing to even comprehend
Your
because
brain's
our
not supposed
brains
to.
are limited, you know, which is the shitty part of it because our brains are advanced. Our brains could do so much. From what I know, from what I've heard, our brains can accomplish so much. And because we don't know how to utilize the entire amount of our processing power, we're stuck at what, 15%, 20% of our total output.
10%.
Might be less. I don't know. But we can't even comprehend it. But there are those who, you know, are blessed with some sort of special talent where they probably are utilizing a lot more. You know, Albert Einstein, all these fucking amazing people.
Me on mushrooms.
You on mushrooms. But yeah, or that video I saw that one time, and it was pretty much the time lapse of the universe, and it started from the beginning of time all the way to their theorized end of time, where basically everything becomes black because there's no more energy and energy dies out, and we essentially turn into just everything becomes frozen and no more energy. There's no more vibrations, no more anything.
It's got to go somewhere.
And that's mind-boggling, the amount of time it's going to take for us to get there. Like, our lifetime is nothing compared to what it's going to take for us to get to that point. Nothing, literally nothing, not even a blink of an eye. It's just, we can't comprehend it. You know, trillions upon trillions upon trillions times trillions squared. You know, we're just sitting here and we're thinking we're the most important things on the planet, you know, when we're nothing in reality.
Well,
but,
I think that we are the most important things on this planet,
yeah,
known to us.
I mean, I guess.
Because we're the only hope, even though we're the guys fucking it up. I think we're the only hope for this place.
Yeah. Well, we can go in either direction.
Now,
we can go on in a good direction, or we can go in the direction that we're destined to go, which is self-destruction. But we could eventually evolve and realize that, you know, we can make something of this, and hopefully that'll be the case.
Dude,
you know?
that's the parallel universe running backwards in time. You know, we're going forward. We're fucking it up with our inventions and making life convenient, and, you know, mining for materials and depleting the planet of its resources. We're going in that direction, whereas in a parallel universe, we might be doing the opposite. We might know where we come from, that we deplete the universe of its resources, that, you know, all of that, and working backwards to simplify it so that we actually become, so that our planet becomes dependent on us, on our population, and on our existence. That's going backwards.